Finished 2 long Reddit live streams, so I'm not going to do a long one here. In fact, I'm just going to go until my battery dies on my gimbal because I didn't charge it fully, and any moment now it will be done. So just do a quick plug. Thanks for watching this. Every weekend I go around and see different parts of Tokyo. I've been doing it for about 10 months now. If you're interested in that, follow me on my Reddit page. Also subscribe here on YouTube and hit the notification bell. Reddit page is mentioned in my YouTube bio. But yeah, I've been to all different places in Tokyo, and I always walk around, answer questions, and just explore and have a good time. Hey everybody, welcome. Sounds okay? Let's do a quick sound check. Hey Jason, hey Nessa, thanks for watching all 3 today. That's awesome. Thanks for coming over, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do a short one because my gimbal battery will die very soon. And I don't know when that's gonna happen, but any moment. So let's just see how much we can get done within this short time. And I'm not gonna do it for that long. So just let's enjoy for a little while. So now I'm walking around an area called Den-in Chofu. And this is a really high-end, kind of exclusive neighborhood, very expensive. I'm kind of on the outskirts of it right now, but we're gonna get a little bit deeper inside where there's a lot of kind of tree-lined streets and such. And it's a very pretty place, different from the rest of Tokyo and different from other parts because it's kind of, if I remember the reading correctly, it's kind of a master design city by a kind of British city designer or British designer. And so there's that, and then a lot of kind of affluent people live here, and it's a little bit trendy to have kind of Western homes and Western architecture. So you don't see a lot of traditional Japanese style homes around here. You see a lot more like European and Swiss inspired Western style homes. So it doesn't really feel like Japan with the exception of the markings on the road and just the kind of traffic signs and such. But besides that, it really feels kind of like a different place. It's a little bit of a escape from the norm in Tokyo or in Japan. You just have a lot of kind of a little bubble of Western architecture, Western style homes, and very expensive area. There's a small little shopping area near the station, but for the most part, it's primarily residential. A lot of homes, a lot of families, and a lot of very wealthy people live here, like celebrities and athletes and politicians. So big homes, very exclusive, upscale area. We'll start by going down here. I think it'll be a pretty short one today though, as I've said. Oh, actually, I don't think this is gonna take us anywhere. I might have to go back. Oh, that's okay, let's see. This will just be kind of like a relaxed neighborhood walk. We're not gonna see any landmarks or any special places. Probably won't, since the resolution is a little bit higher than Reddit, I won't be like focusing in on people's houses or details of their house because it's a little bit higher quality. So I'm just gonna kind of walk through the streets and just take it easy. We'll just take a kind of street view. Very different from my normal streams. I mean, what's same is that taking a kind of chill walk, but the difference obviously being that this is a very non-traditional area. For those who usually watch, you know that I tend to stick to more kind of traditional, sort of typical Japanese style. I try to find places that are kind of preserving Japanese culture and Japanese traditional architecture and design, older areas particularly. But this is a little bit of a different, fresh take, different face of Tokyo. Actually, instead of going this way, oh, that's okay. We'll go through here. You almost feel like you're kind of in California or somewhere in the US perhaps. Besides the markings on the ground, it feels... Yes, and they're very big. So for the first two Reddit streams, we were also in a nice area, a very affluent, high-end area. But this is probably the most affluent area, one of the most expensive, exclusive neighborhoods in Tokyo. So the first two streams I did on Reddit, I just kind of walked around nicer areas. The houses were, they were pretty big and they were nice, but this is where they're the biggest and the most impressive. I'm still a little bit on the outskirts. As we get closer in towards the station, you start seeing a little bit more of the kind of really large scale homes that are much more attractive. This is kind of a nice feature of this area too, is these tree-lined streets. You usually only see this in kind of expensive areas. A lot of really nice cars around here. BMWs and Mercedes and imported cars. In fact, I haven't seen many Japanese cars around here. I've seen only like Western style homes and imported cars. Let's take a little detour down here. Yes, his and her Lambos, as we just saw. Wow, this is a nice big house being built here. It's a very big one. Someone's getting that house designed here. Yeah, on the Reddit stream part 2 towards the end, if you're interested, we just saw two kind of bluish green Lamborghinis drive by, and the first had a man, the second had a woman, and we assumed it was his and her, like husband and wife. A lot of kind of Mediterranean looks as well, not just British and Swiss, but also you have a lot of kind of Spanish, Portuguese style homes as well. The whole area is designed as kind of like, if you were to look on the map, it's like a kind of, I don't know how to say, but it kind of curves around the station, almost like a ripple, like a water ripple. It kind of, these curved streets, maybe DB knows the name of that kind of architecture, but kind of the design of the streets is like a half circle around the station that kind of goes outward, which is kind of nice. Let's actually, well, okay, we'll take one more turn here. We won't go much longer, maybe just a few more minutes. Before I started this stream, I actually saw some really nice houses, and I started the stream a little bit more on the outskirts, and I have to say they're not as, what I've shown so far is not as amazing as what I saw. I might go back over to that area before we end the stream to show you kind of, like, let's take a quick peek down there. Did Reddit stop giving notifications? Yeah, they've been kind of going on and off with notifications. It's been a little bit messing with my stream because sometimes people get them, sometimes people don't. And they get them late, or it's just they can't find me. It's been kind of throwing things off for a while. I think they're testing different kinds of stuff when it comes to the notification system, and when it comes to just, I've noticed a lot of changes, and I've noticed a lot of things that they're updating and changing. And I remember like a few months ago, there were some issues where like nobody was coming to the streams. And then like after a few weeks, they had mentioned that they were like experimenting. So they were like shifting viewers away or to other streams to try to like balance things out and stuff like that. And I think they do that kind of stuff all the time. It's still a relatively new platform for Reddit, so I still think that they're trying to kind of work out a lot of the bugs and try different things. Yeah, that's right, DB. Yeah, radial city plan. Super unusual in Japan. That's right, radial. That's a good way to put it, radial. It was designed by a British gentleman, I understand. More tree-lined streets here. A very unusual area in Tokyo. Like, I think I read one thing online about it before I came. They said it's like an unremarkable area, but with some remarkable housing. Oh yeah, Amsterdam. I can imagine Amsterdam also has some radial planning. It's kind of very European. Yeah, it's unremarkable area in the sense that there's not a lot of shrines or landmarks or things to do or see. There's like a nice park nearby and some stuff, but there's not like a whole bunch of incredible stuff around here. In terms of the only real kind of remarkable thing is the houses themselves. Just the style of the homes and the kind of exclusiveness of it all. And if you're not really into that, it can be a little bit maybe droll, because it doesn't even feel like Japan. It just feels like you're in some kind of European or strange kind of mixture of Western country neighborhood. Very quiet, not much to see besides houses. Definitely a nice place to take a walk though. I feel very safe, feels very clean, very flat, nicely taken care of, a lot of impressive landscaping and stuff to admire and observe. So it's kind of a cool place to get some inspiration and just to see some really nicely designed homes and good aesthetic with people who have good sense and the money to pay someone who can make things look really good. I love these kind of long entrances to houses. Look at that beautiful entrance to this person's home. So many different colors of different types of trees out front. Here we go, some more Matsu up here, Dr. Seuss trees. As somebody said on the Reddit stream, kind of Mario's tree. Kind of an old style, there we go. This is kind of old Japanese style, but very nicely done. I like that it's kind of like a dark green, light green, dark green, light green for those trees. Nice pattern. Huge yards too, which is something that's also very unusual. It's very expensive to have that. Not only are these streets very big and wide, and not only are the houses themselves very big, and not only do they have very deep garages like that, which go quite far down, but the yards themselves are big, which is, you know, a lot of, you know, it sounds negative, but like wasted space in terms of Tokyo. It has very, you know, limitations for space, real estate. I wouldn't say wasted in a negative way because it's very pretty and it's obviously very nice and they're paying for it. But what I mean is like, that's a lot of extra space that is not being used by other apartments or shops and stuff like you see in the rest of Tokyo. So it's very, that's why it's a very expensive area. All right, we'll start winding down here pretty soon. Yeah, that's right. Denin Chofu, it's kind of a garden city. Basically means garden fields. There's some parks around here, not too far away, or at least there's a kind of a famous park not too far away. I didn't do that one today, but wow, that's a really big one. Looks like the White House. Big giant gated houses here. Big stone walls, as you can see. Yeah, like you said, it's kind of like in the suburbs. It's like the outskirts of a city, like a nice neighborhood, kind of on the, before you reach the suburbs, you know, like really expensive homes on the, right on the edge between the suburb and the city. Very big one right here with big giant stone. It's like marble on the side and very big stone wall all around it. Big metal garage door and a lot of cameras out front. Probably some politician or other celebrity. A lot of politicians have very big homes in these kind of places. And we'll wind down now and I'll just show you the kind of central area here. We managed to make it without losing batteries, so that's good. It was a long one today. I did 2 long ones on Reddit and a relatively short one on YouTube. I'm kind of tired, so I'm gonna head home now. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Just kind of simple one today, just walking around the residential neighborhood. A little bit different than usual. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your weekend. This is where we saw the Lamborghinis. Yeah, I think this was a good one. Very simple, very different. Nothing spectacular, but just kind of a different face of Tokyo than we usually see. Beautiful little pond here out front. I'll show you guys the station area. It's kind of nice. Cool place just to hang out here. Yeah, I think this is, for Japanese people, this is very exotic. It's almost like if you're living in Europe or the US and you go to like a Japantown or Chinatown, and like all the houses are designed like traditional Japanese homes. It would be like that. So for them, it's kind of the same thing. You come to this really exclusive neighborhood with all this European style housing. It seems maybe normal for a lot of you guys, but for Japanese, it's probably pretty exotic. And then if you go down that way, this is where we started the first part. So if you're interested in watching the Reddit stream, number 58, and then there's also number 58 part 2, but number 58 starts right here. So I started basically on this street and I went down that way and I walked from there all the way down to the shrine and back. There's some shops around here. There's a few streets with some shops. Nothing really super interesting, just kind of simple, but all very nice looking. Kind of nice little plaza here in the front of the station. Starbucks coffee over there. Nice little walking area. Kind of overcast today, so it's not that beautiful, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna cross here real quick because I just want to go see what that is over there. See if I can cross. Hang on. Show you the plaza from this side too. So yeah, it doesn't feel like Japan at all, I know. I think it would be much prettier if it was blue skies and really sunny, so the overcast kind of makes things a little bit colorless and gray. When I first started streaming part 1, it was blue skies and very sunny, and it was very pretty. I was actually really impressed. Like, I think right now on YouTube, as I'm looking at this, I think it's kind of like droll, but when I first walked out of the station there on that plaza and the sun was beating down, I was kind of like, wow, this is really pretty. This is really nice. So I think don't base your judgment off this one image. But yeah, I would say for tourists, if you're visiting, I'd probably say I wouldn't come out here. This is very residential, not much more than what I just showed on YouTube, so you could probably get your fix by watching that, unless you're like really into like walking in nice neighborhoods just to kind of see how like wealthy people live and that kind of thing. That's fine, but I wouldn't make the trip all the way out here for that. There's nothing else really here. There's that one shrine, but you know, not that different than other shrines you might be able to see. And I mean, it really depends on your taste, but personally, I wouldn't make the trip out here. This is very residential. It's for locals. If you live here, it might be a nice place to come just to get away from the usual kind of concrete jungle and urban insanity and stuff. If you live in kind of like a little more area close to like Roppongi or Shinjuku or Shibuya or Akihabara, those kind of things. If you don't already live in a residential area, it's kind of a nice place just to walk around, and it's really clean and safe and very nice. So I think that's a nice getaway if you're close enough, but it's a bit out of the way. It's not a convenient place to access, that's for sure. It's kind of close to like Jiyugaoka and some other areas that are nice though. All still a little bit out of the way, but also kind of popular, trendy areas. But yeah, this is it. Okay, Den-en Chofu. Hope you enjoyed that. I will end the stream now. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.